Mr. King.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we have the new Leon High volleyball coach, new to some, returning to others, Coach Elly Citron-Gibson. Welcome to Tallahassee and to Tallahassee Leon. You started over there at one point, didn't you, Coach?
Well, I technically, as a little peewee, I would come over, and my first introduction to volleyball was for Coach Becker here at Leon, but I was just at the little kids camps, and so that was my start when I was a little teeny thing.
Coach Becker's a legend in the air. She
is, and she has been just so helpful in the transition, and she's still is diehard. Bleeds Leon volleyball. So that has not changed.
Well, you have your family is connected to Tallahassee. Your dad was a highly successful collegiate baseball coach.
Track. So he, my grandfather, he coached he was the batting instructor for the Yankees. So he did all the baseball stuff. My grandfather did. And then my dad, he ran track and coached track at Florida State. And then he was the head of the Tallahassee Sports Council after that. So yeah, we've been tied to Tallahassee athletics for a long, long time.
Talk about being in your blood, Coach. That's kind of in yours, huh?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Mom was a garnet and gold girl, so she was bringing the athletes in, and then and then Dad, like I said, Dad was coaching and running, and still holds records there, and all the fun stuff there. Absolutely.
Well, tell me this, Miss Personality. What is it about Leon that made you decide to come across states to come back to Tallahassee?
Well, we really just, my husband and I, we missed the warm weather. We'll start there. We moved. We were at the beach for about 12 years, and then last year tried to go back to my family in Missouri and spent a year there. At about negative 15 degrees one night, he was like, "What are we doing?" And I was like, "I don't know." So we started talking, and he'd never been here. And I was like, I would love to go back to Tallahassee. Like, I love the area. I was like, I would be really interested. And so we just started looking, and I was like, holy cow, like Leon, when I was here, was the Mecca. I played my freshman year at Florida High, and I love Florida High, still do, even though I'm Leon. But I've always had so much respect for Florida High and what they did for me. But Leon volleyball, like I said, since I was a kid, I was in this gym with my little turtle shell knee pads running around, and here with volley lights. And so, I've always thought that this program just held itself to such a high standard. And so I was excited to get the opportunity to carry on that tradition. Absolutely.
Coach, it's not often you get a chance to come into a program that's one of the premier programs. Usually you have to come in and have to build a program up. What is the difference in terms of responsibility that comes along with being the head volleyball coach at Leon High?
So one of our big things, although this is an established program and has been for a long time, they've been going through so many transitions from, before I even got here with no gym and stuff like that. And so even the girls' motto, when they came up with their T-shirts and stuff, one of their phrases that their little catch lines was, reload, rebuild, restore. So yes, we're absolutely coming in and carrying on the great tradition of Leon volleyball. But the other part of that is putting a new spin on it in a new gym with a new coach and new girls and new faces and making it ours, So yes, the tradition carries on, but we're also making our own.
I noticed that you're doing a lot of activities with your team. Explain to us how important that is with the team bonding and the different activities that you've put together on a season that's just getting underway. It seems like you're really doing a lot.
Well, it's fun. The main thing, as much as the coaching and the winning and the this and that is great, part of it's creating that family culture. And these girls, we live together in the fall. Like we're together. We were just talking about spouses. Like I see these girls more than I see my own husband, so they are family. And so to come in, especially from out of state, and not have, a pre-existing relationship with these girls in this community, it's even more important now than ever to jump in and start doing stuff outside of volleyball. like we do a team cookout, and we've got, like, we're volunteering, to help pack lunches for kids that don't have them this weekend. And we're going to the Devil's Den and, going swimming on our way to a tournament next week. Like, that stuff, if those girls love each other off the court, they're going to fight harder for each other on the court. That's just what it is.
Okay. What are your short range goals for this program and this team?
Short range, I would the girls' goal is districts. Like, that's the first. Like, we obviously, our big goal is state. But we always talk about, how do we get there? We can have this great goal, but there's got to be steps. So when they broke it down, districts was definitely one of the small goals, and bringing a fire to everything we do. These girls are relentless, like, on the court, off the court. As much fun as they are aggressive, and they are lethal, and they want everything. So for us as a team, our game goals is to go in every game that way. Like, when we walk in a gym, we're walking in a gym, like, we're doing it. You know what I mean? So, like, just setting that precedence from even before the game starts to how we load the bus, how we get off the bus. Like, that's the short-term little stuff that makes that big picture actually happen.
Okay, with this team and having the success that they've had, and you coming in with them new, do you try to guide them in a certain way, or do you let the team lead itself and see what your leaders do? What is your philosophy in that?
So when I was here a little bit this summer, and I was still living in Missouri, but I'd fly in for a week and see them, and fly back out and fly in. So I was coming in and out throughout the summer, and my assistant Annie, who we'll talk about too, she was amazing in that transition and being here, feet on the ground. So this summer was more, let me see what you guys do. Let me see what you guys are about, how you guys run it already. And so I can get an idea of if things or what things do need to be adjusted. I'm not just going to come in and just, start throwing down the gauntlet and be like, this isn't it. Like, we're changing everything. Like, a lot of what they do is great. And a lot of things we want to work on and adjust to fit our newer style. So, it's a little bit of both, like, there are certain things that the girls do that absolutely let's keep. And then there's other things I'm like, let's make this ours. Let's adjust this. So,
okay. What do you see, or who do you see as developing as your leaders for you?
Well, we have a very strong upper class group. Definitely a very strong senior group. We have 4 seniors that are just, they run things. And then just behind them, who still run our court, are our juniors. So we've got, let's see, Shay and Bella. They're huge on the middles. So, like, for our program, we're adjusting some girls in some new positions, and they've been so incredibly receptive to that. And it's a game changer for us. So that's really cool. So we've got Kennedy and Riley. They're still doing what they were, but we're playing with it a little bit. And so there's some key players. Kira's back is our libero. We've got a DT who's, big hitter. She's a senior. Let's see, we've got Jessica. She's returning as a DS. And so, we've got a very deep returning group. But then on the flip side of that, we have a huge group of underclassmen who are incredibly strong and growing. And so we're excited all the way around for the future, the current and the future of Leon Volleyball.
Wow, that's exciting, Coach.
It
to
is.
have that leadership, and then have the underclassmen that are your future leaders that are getting it done at an early age.
Oh, and they buy in, and they all hold each other accountable, and it makes that stuff, like the coaching part, easy sometimes when they get on each other and I don't have to. I'm like, okay, all right, So, that's one really good thing about this program, that they do. They know how they want it done. They know what it takes to succeed, and they're going to make sure that everyone is pulling their weight to make that happen.
Wow, Coach, when do you open up?
So we go to Gulf Breeze tomorrow, a nice 3-hour drive out of the gate. So that's our first. And then we have our home opener where we have the ribbon cutting of our gym and our first home game and all that stuff. That's September 17th.
Okay. Coach, you excited?
We're thrilled. Like today was our first official practice in our gym. These girls, I'm telling you, have been through the gauntlet. Like this summer, they would come in the morning and lift here at Leon, and we'd all get in cars and we'd go over to Sale and practice over there. And so like we've been, even when school started, we're at school, then we stay for study hall because we had to practice after Sale, and then we had to go to Sale and wait for them to get done. And so, I mean, to finally just be in our locker room, have our equipment, be in our gym, it's like, it's amazing.
Coach, I heard you make your commentary about the new gym, and I'm a little slow. It didn't really register on me that you were practicing somewhere else other than your home facility.
Yes, sir. Yeah, like I said today. So yesterday they had their red and white scrimmage in there, but we hadn't even practiced in there before. So yesterday was the first time they got to set the net up, and we did our red and white scrimmage, and today was their first practice in there. So it's brand spanking new.
Wow, Coach, the city and the area can't wait to see it. You know, I saw some things you were doing. I thought going in the locker room and
so what they've done, from what I understand, they gutted the entire thing. And then, so we've got our own, there's a girls basketball locker room that's just primarily theirs. There's a girls volleyball locker room that's just primarily ours. So, it's very nice to just have your own space, and you don't have to, flip flop in and out of season and stuff like that. And so the girls get to personalize it and make it home. Like they get to keep those lockers year round, and they get to have lunch in there with their team. And so it's really fun for them to have their own space. We have a big old touchscreen TV in there. We can break down film. The lockers are, the big ones that they can sit in. So everyone kind of have a seat in there. And so they're easing into it. They're excited.
Wow, Coach. But before we close, tell me a little bit about your parent support or booster support, or tell us about that. Leon's support, especially from the Leon alumni, is almost legendary in this area.
It is. And I think that was probably the biggest change of walking into it from any program I've coached. I've dealt with boosters, but it was a school booster. And I've never had our own volleyball booster. So that was, probably the biggest adjustment so far. And one of the things, my booster president, Lindsay, it's absolutely amazing. I mean, our whole board, like we have the best group of parents, and they are just all so helpful, and they're just so hands-on. And Coach, what can we help with? What can we take off your plate? And I told them from the get, I go, honestly, guys, I don't even know how to utilize you guys, because I've always had to just do it. And I've never had a whole army of parents just jump in like them. And so they are a huge key and crucial part of this program's success, and what they do for the girls, the fundraisers they put together to help raise all this money for these girls. So these kids aren't coming out of pocket for stuff. We're a program that doesn't make our kids pay but the girls also hold their own, and they help raise that money. It's not just, let's, hopefully someone gives us money. Like these girls go and work for it, and they make calls, and they actually work these fundraisers. So, that the boosters are really, truly a huge key to this program.
So as you get ready to go into this season, tell us a little bit about your JV team.
Our JV team. Yeah, absolutely. So same thing, just young and excited. We have all sophomores and freshmen on JV, and they are just sponges, and it's so nice too. I think what really sets this program apart, that we're really, really incorporating, is that it's not JV and varsity. This is Leon volleyball. If you're here, you're a part of this program. And you're all expected to do the same, be the same, wear the same, walk the same, talk they're big sisters and little sisters. They really help each other out. We've got an amazing JV coach, Annie Morlock, and she actually, I was trying to get her to stay tonight with me, but she's got date night. Her husband's he plays football at FSU, and he's going to Ireland. So they had their last night tonight. So I was trying to get her to stay, but she has been just a godsend. And having her here with the girls, especially when I couldn't be, she was here daily with those girls. And she is just a key component. She was a setter at Shorter University. So, and I was a middle and I played beach. So the fact that I had a setter mind with me, because I am not a setter, that really helps balance out the positional stuff. And we see the court different. And so we can work, separate areas. And so that's been huge. But no, the way she works with our younger ones on fundamentals and prepares them, and these girls absolutely adore her, and so do I. But our babies the future's bright with these babies. They're small and they're young, but they are feisty and they want nothing more than to be the big girls. Like it's going to be exciting.
Anything you'd like to say in closing, Coach?
I'm excited to be here. I couldn't think of a better place to help build and grow and continue, that tradition of excellence. And, I'm so thankful for you making time to interview us and, our athletic director, he has just been, Riley Bell, for the record, is probably one of the best ADs I've ever worked with. And he has put so much and poured so much into this volleyball program, and you don't always have ADs that do that. So, a huge shout out to him and what he has done for the school and these girls and this program. That right there is how you get where you need to go, is having the backing and support, for sure.
Coach, we appreciate you saying what you said, and we will look to see you again.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. It's good talking to you.
INSiiGHTS is a copyright of Mac4 Enterprises, a Florida corporation. This broadcast is produced under the exclusive ownership of Mac4 Enterprises and is the intellectual property and trademark of Mac4 Enterprises. Comments of the host and other individual speakers on INSiiGHTS represent their independent thoughts and representation.